bring life. Y'all don't.
How do you get that life?
Go in the hospital and get a sperm donor. You don't need a man. You need a physical woman to bear a child for you.
And y'all need our
y'all need a physical sperm.
Where does it come from?
That's for right now. Give it to
From
you.
a man.
You guys need a physical woman to have a bear a child.
Listen, women.
You don't need a physical man to live with, to have a child with.
Where you getting the sperm from?
The
Cow?
hospital, bro.
Women like you always try to eliminate men, and that's where the issue is. You just said you don't need a man.
You don't.
We
You
don't want him.
You want the
potion that lives inside of him.
I actually think it's a really good thing that the birth rates are declining, because that means women are now being so selective of who they procreate with.
Yeah.
And I'm like, clock it, okay?
Yes.
Not everybody deserves to be the father of our children, okay? Be so selective, sis. And it means like we're also prioritizing our own selves, you know what I mean?
Yes.
We're being more careful. 2, we're going to college, we're starting businesses, we're evolving in our careers. And then we're like, okay, when we're ready, that's when we'll become mothers.
We're focusing more on our quality of life and becoming whole people, and before we make more people, then I think overall our society would be more functional and better off.
I think society would be a better place, honestly.
I want to speak on this. So I don't know where they're getting this statistic from. This says 40% of women, I assume in America, in the West, hit the link in the description, join the Patreon, by the way, say they would rather have a child alone than wait on the right man. You know, because the right man doesn't exist. Women with this mindset is killing society, and they always want to blame the men. The men, you can't blame the men, you know. Women have rights and lefts. Women have the system behind them. They have shelters and all this type of stuff. And I did a video before this last week where it talked about how women have the, you know, how the woman was saying, well, most people in the black community are broke because they have children. I disagree with that. I said most people that have children, they would be broke and poor and homeless without the children, you know, without the WIC and the EBT and the Section 8 that come with it, you know what I mean? But it just lets you know, man, they complain about the problem, but they don't know the root of the problem. And what I mean when I say that, they complain about the problem, but they complain about, oh, these kids don't want to work. They complain about these men are sassy. They complain about these young girls that they're in competition with. How these young girls don't have no respect, or they don't know how to sew. They don't know how to crochet. You know what I'm saying? They got bad attitudes working at Starbucks, right? The root cause is they coming up under broken households, and women break households because they have the autonomy to leave. Most women leave the man because it's not because of a safety or danger issue. It wasn't danger when he was shooting the club up. And contrary to what hopefully young people listening to this particular video, contrary to what people believe, where you have sex, especially as you get older, and especially the stuff they're putting in the food, you're not just having sex one time and busting in a woman one time and you have a baby, right? The window for conception, especially if you creep up there in age, the window for conception is very, very small, like 48, 72 hours, 24 to, I'll say 48, maybe 72 hours. Maybe a little bit longer because sperm can still be stored in a woman, right? So what I'm trying to say is this repetitive cheek clapping. You know, you have your situation where the condom break, or you have your situations where, you know, all I had was a one night stand, like that Seth Rogen movie. What was that Seth Rogen movie when he got old girl pregnant off the humbug? Yeah, you have those, but those are very small percentages. Most people in this situation, they've been sleeping together on a regular basis. And if he is safe enough to sleep with, then he's safe enough to raise a child with. Especially unprotected on multiple occasions, bro. Even when you on birth control, there's a chance it can happen. Antonio Cromartie, he played for the Chargers, he played for the Jets, cornerback. You know, a lot of people like Cromartie, big cornerback, Madden legend. You know, he had a vasectomy and still was having, his DNA and sperm was so strong. He had a vasectomy and it's still a chance. And he still was having children. Okay? So when we start having these conversations, y'all, bro, it doesn't just one time, bro. Like, that's the real minority in these situations is to click clapped up one time and it happened. These women most women want to have children so they can get benefits, so they can get saved from poverty, or they can get saved from homelessness. They still in poverty. Most women get benefits, have these children so they can boss somebody around, get WIC, get Section 8. They don't care about the future of the child. If women really cared about their children, real talk, if women really cared about their children, they would pick a suitable mate. And it don't mean you can't, go out there and have fun and, have fun, just protect yourself. They got female condoms, they got contraceptive, plan B, there's a plan C. I'm just joking about that, but it is a plan C. But and maybe FYG, it's simply about women want to feel, they don't want to listen to nobody. This is why women are tending to get kicked out the house more and be run away more, from my mind, not statistic, but me just thinking about living in the neighborhood. Women, I know women that get kicked out and be at a friend house and go house to house, and the mothers don't care. Long as they not my problem, they don't care. So women don't have the discipline or the structure. And then if you think about it, think about the family structure. There's not that many family reunions. Women don't have nothing down. They don't hand houses down, cars down, heirlooms, nothing down. Men pass those things down. Men pass the house down, the lifetime benefits from their job. Men pass those things down, man. And women are robbing their children of those opportunities by not getting up under the right man, or not sticking with the man you had the child with. All of a sudden it's a danger. No, it's an excuse. And you're taking your childhood from your children. You taking the discipline, the structure. You're taking money out their pocket, putting them on child support, and it's going to, a lot of it going to the government. You know what I'm saying? You doing all that to the children, breaking the money up. Don't have the discipline, don't have the structure. You can't watch the kids. You got the babies watching the babies, when you could be with your man, and in the long run, you can stick with him, right? Oh, he's a cheater. He was a cheater before you fucked him. You knew it. You knew it, ho. You knew it. Just straight up and down. He was a cheater before he fucked you. Y'all be thinking like it's gonna change something. No. Because the man that's all about you and that's willing to worship the ground, oh, I don't like him. Y'all like cheaters. So deal with it. You sacrifice for your children. Women are so selfish. Most women in this country are so selfish. You sacrifice for your children. Sacrifice for your children. But you can save all that. You can save all that by getting with a man that you trust, getting with a man that loves you, getting with the man that can provide with you. Y'all can get to provide with each other. But I'm gonna say this, bro, this is the part I really want to harp on, right? That's what I really want to talk about. A lot of these women tell me, I want to be pregnant. Don't do it. Pregnancy alone is a bro. It ain't no joke, man. I got respect, bro. I got so much more respect for pregnant women, what they go through. And the crazy thing about it, when that baby in the womb, it's a certain type of serenity when y'all are on the same wave. When you and the mother have a genuine connection and you touch her stomach, that baby calm down. That baby act totally different. Going through a pregnancy by yourself as a woman, and I know women who went through pregnancy and ain't nobody know as teenagers, a bunch of them. It's don't do it, bro. Go be pregnant by somebody. And it's just not enough to provide finances for pregnancy. A lot of y'all women are so much about money. It's just demonic how much y'all worship money and about money. That's very demonic, right? But it's a guy that's going to be there in that emotional connection that you have with your husband or the guy that you have a baby with, that affects the child. Listen to the kid. That affects the child. So that the bond that if you don't have a bond and you got a sperm donor or a guy that you don't really feng shui with, that affects the baby in the womb. that affects the pregnancy. The support that you need in a pregnancy is you need the father's support. And guess what? That ain't even enough neither, but that's not enough neither. It's a village. When you talking about pregnancy, it's a village. It really is, right? But you want to hear about that, just let me know in the comment section. I'll dig into that. But when we really digging into doing it alone, bro, the baby acts so much different in that womb when the dad's around, when the mother is kind, when she got help, when she on the same wavelength as the father, he bringing serenity. Y'all, even when y'all sleeping next to each other, when she's pregnant, y'all both sleep better. It's the bond. I can't even imagine. And I know of women that went through this, young girls that went through this. I couldn't even imagine when that baby is formed in your stomach and you have to abort mission. It's a bond that you connect with. Even if you be like, man, you know what? I'm not sure if I want that baby. Keep that baby around 10, 15, 14, 13 weeks. You ain't gonna want to get rid of it, bro. It's just a connection that y'all have. It's a three-way connection between how you and the wife and the husband or the girlfriend and the boyfriend, the father and the mother feel, how that baby feel. If that connection between the father and the mother is tumultuous, y'all ain't on the same court, that's going to affect the baby's life. That's going to affect how she conceive. That's going to affect how she is. The number one thing about it is keeping that woman happy during the pregnancy, but also you must be happy with the pregnancy. As a man, everybody, if y'all two are happy and y'all figuring out that baby gonna be happy. I know you look at the baby, it's in the stomach and all that. I'm telling y'all, man, if y'all women thinking about doing that shit alone, it's a horrible job. We ain't talked about postpartum, what happened to your body. Even having a doula isn't enough, without the husband. Like it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's more than you need the money. You need the money, but it's more than just that. It's more than just that. That emotional connection that you have, it affects that baby in the stomach. It does. It affects that baby in the stomach. If y'all on bad terms, and it's some shit I shouldn't have to say, bro. If you a man, you shouldn't be partying. You shouldn't be fucking around on your bitch or your girlfriend. You shouldn't be doing that, bro. To be honest with you, dog, if you a smoker, you shouldn't be smoking. You should cut all that out too. All that shit should be cut out. All that should be cut out. Y'all should be doing things together. But like I continue to say, bro, you can't be selfish as a man in that situation. How you treat that woman through pregnancy, bro, I feel like a lot of y'all was cheating. A lot of y'all was partying when she sat at home. And she got resentful. And rightfully so. And women don't let shit go. I say it all the time. Women really don't heal, bro. They don't really heal till it's too late. They don't let shit go. You don't want to be in a position for 9 months or 10, 12, because this is a little bit longer than that when you think about it afterward. Bro, just put the Don Julio down, G. Put the Patron down. She can't really have sex like that during pregnancy, bro. You can whack off or just be, just like a lot of y'all don't have no discipline, bro. And that's sad. A lot of guys don't, but I'm speaking on that. But in general, women, don't do it by yourself. If you know you with a dude that ain't responsible, ain't gonna be there for you, y'all always arguing, y'all don't like doing shit together, bro. Don't do it, bro. Listen to me, don't do it. Y'all connection, y'all relationship is gonna be a direct reflection of that child, man. And if that child is raised in the womb around negative energy and then come out till negative energy, I'm telling you, man, don't do it. Don't do it alone. That shit ain't no hope. Childbirth, don't do it alone. Do it with the father. Do it with a guy that want to be there for you, that want to support you. Because if 40% of women, the right guy, what's the right guy? Some imaginary nigga imaginary man that y'all made up in y'all head. And a lot of these women with these imaginary dudes, bro, y'all ain't 2% of what the average guy want. And that's why you see a lot of women going abroad and being passport sis, and they not getting no play over. They might get dick down, but they ain't getting no play. But hey, I'm trying to warn people, bro. I'm telling y'all, man, that's a commitment. That's a commitment. If you ain't ready to sit your ass down and build with your girl, don't do it. And sit down and cater to her while she pregnant and y'all do stuff together. Don't do it. Don't do it. Listen to me. Don't do it. If you ain't ready to sacrifice, don't do it. And for the women, don't do it alone. If it's in your control, now you can't control if he gets sick or he go to the upper room, some unforeseen thing, I get it. But man, I promise y'all, it ain't what you want to do. It ain't what you want to do. It affects you emotionally and mentally forever. It's so many women that go through bad pregnancies and they feel a certain way towards the child. They feel a certain way towards the child, bro. And like it or not, the children know it. The children know it. So I'm just warning y'all, man. I'm just keeping it a buck. Hopefully this video helps somebody. Man, it's very important you get with a guy that you communicate with. Y'all can have discussions with. Y'all can budget the bills with. Y'all can communicate without yelling. And every now and again, there's gonna be some back and forth. And I say this, my mother told me, man, she said when y'all have children, man, and if you have children, y'all don't argue, y'all don't disagree in front of the child. Y'all go somewhere out in the car, y'all go somewhere else, and y'all talk it out. Y'all have to be a fortified union. And that's even going when you babysitting. You got to be a union. You got to be a union, man. I mean, I just want to keep it real, man. Anybody say this video, don't do it alone. And as a man, don't allow her to do it alone. I'm just keeping it real, man. Keeping it real, bro. Square business, man. It's a lot of work that go into it. Fuck the finances, because you going to figure it out. Usually, if you're young, your parents help you figure people. It's a lot of resources going to help her out. You'll figure it. But the hard part, especially when you get past the money and all, the hard part, y'all gotta be together. You gotta remember this, man. I remember, I maybe do a part 2 to this, kind of in this realm. I remember Payroll, he's a rapper in Detroit, Payroll Giovanni. They had an incident at Kobo. A lot of people in Detroit know what happened, but I'm not gonna dig into it. But he wasn't there. That's some years ago now, and he said being with his now wife. Shout out to them. They got married like sometime last year. He made a good point. He said that, being in a relationship, I'm paraphrasing, kept me out of a lot of trouble. And that night they got into that trouble. He said, I was with my girl. There's a power within being in a relationship and raising your family. It's a power within that. There's a power of protection. All the fun that you think you probably missing, you could be missing your death date. You could be missing, being disabled, going to the hospital. You could be all these diseases going around. The club ain't even fun no more. Raising your child, you think you forgetting something, but I feel like when you look back on your photo books, when you look back on your children, all the memories that y'all built in the longevity, I think it counts for something. I'm not saying y'all can't have fun, but telling you it's a power within, marriage. It's a power within, a family. And a lot of people think they missing a lot of things, bro, as far as fun. But a lot of times, man, I say this, a lot of times I went out, man, and we had some near misses, bro. I remember one time we was going out. I was young. I was still in college. I was like, man, I'm going to stay and study and then play Black Ops 1. And, my boy came back. They got to shooting at the club. And I just didn't go. Another time they went to another, we going to stay and play Madden. This when Chargers first came out. This when Chargers first came back. And they rolled my man's Charger out of this club called Tropical Hut. And $2 Tuesdays on Finkel and Levernoid. So, you think about the fun that you missing, bro. A lot of times you missing, you could be missing you could be missing bad shit happening to you. But I hit the link in the description, join the Patreon page.
Felt, being alone pregnant was better being alone than to be in a toxic environment, right?
Yeah.
So why do you say that?
I feel like I kind of always been like that. I definitely believe in I would rather do it by myself than be toxic. Why would I try to have a 2-parent household and the only thing that my child is going to see is me and this man going back and forth at it?
Right.
And this is a man that at this point I don't even respect. Right. I don't respect him. Now I ain't gonna never.
You think that changed when keep going? No, I'm asking you. Do you think that changed while you was pregnant? That you lost respect for him?
Yeah. The whole time, once I found out that I was pregnant, everything that happened after that, it was like hit after hit after hit. My respect for him was diminishing. Like, I don't have none. And that don't mean that I hate him. In fact, like, I went through a period where I knew that I didn't hate him, but I also knew that I was angry.
Right.
And I knew I was trying to force myself to not feel negative emotions about him because people very much, which I hate, when it comes to spiritualists, when it comes to anybody who's on a spiritual journey, they love to try to make it seem like it's just supposed to be love and like you can't have no days where you're feeling down. You can't have no days where you're feeling negative. And I actually just posted a think piece about this on my Spiritually Rich Intent page, which is basically me talking about my revelations and stuff, where I got to a point where I realized I do not have to wish you well and I don't have to feel good about you in order for me to forgive you.